I'm very loud by any chance, so mic is even a luxury for me. First of all, I want to thank you, Maya, Anthony, for bringing this safe space. Thank you. It's a good tribe. We support each other. Everyone, pat on your back, say that you're awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So today, I want to talk about something that we always wanted to control. So raise your hand in this room, in this place, in this space, if you always wanted to control something in your life, right? You wanted to control your outcomes, you wanted to control your relation, you wanted to control your career, you wanted to control your child, you wanted to control. I am the guilty of it, so I am raising 2 hands. Historically, if you look, right, there is a myth that we have been told always that we need to control our destiny. We need to control everything, control our results. But honestly, that's all myth. That's all joke. That's all crap. You don't need to control anything in life. I call it as, I've given a cool word to it. I call it as a flow state. So basically a state where you don't control anything. You just go with the flow. And in next 3 minutes or so, I'm going to talk to you about what does this flow state do and how we can inculcate this flow state in our life. But let me take you back a little bit that why I was guilty of being controlling everything. If I were to take you back 10 years younger self, Nitin, I always had this habit of controlling everything in my life, right? I want to control a meeting room, right? As simple as that. If I'm commanding a meeting room, it's gonna be one-man show. It's Nitin's show. I mean, that's how I was. If I'm gonna talk about in my life, I always wanted to dream about controlling this outcome, my next big thing, my next thing that I should do. But over the time, I have realized that this myth of controlling doesn't take us anywhere. Imagine a fast flowing river, right? It's a very fast flowing river. And you try to stop this river by just putting your hand inside a river. Are you gonna control it?
No.
No, right? So what you're gonna do? The key word here is the power of harnessing the river is not in controlling the river. It's going with the flow. That's where the power is. And I call it as flow, like flow state. It's a flow state. So essentially, let's talk about why do you need a flow state. A lot of research has been done which says that out of all the elements that you have in life, one of the biggest element which causes anxiety, fear, lot of negativity in the mind is because we always try to control everything. And we try to control outcomes which are beyond our control. So that's why I kind of invented a thing which I call it as flow state, where you just go with the flow. Now the question is, what's a flow state? And why now? Why do you need it now? So firstly, the flow state is that you stop controlling everything. You just take your life as is and you continue to go with the momentum. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It means you're more stronger, you're more powerful. Imagine in your relationship, you always want to control your relationship. There's no way you're gonna change that person, right? Then just go with the flow. Similarly, in your career, go with the flow. There's always a flow, right? Always a possibility. There is always something that's waiting, right? Go with the flow. Same thing in the spirituality, right? You need to trust the universe or God or whosoever you believe in, and then just make sure that, hey, you get everything that's needed and you're going with the flow. So today, I will leave you with 3 questions in your life, and I'm sure it's a thinking pod. You're gonna try to think about those 3 questions. Number 1, which thing you want to control in your life? Maybe when you are out of here, you may want to think about it. Number 1 thing that you want to have a control in your life. Number 2, what if you were in a flow state and you don't control that so-called that element that you want to control, and you are in this flow state, how does your life gonna look like be? And number three, assuming you are always in a state of flow state, how does your life look now, right? What are the changes that it's gonna bring to you in your mindset, in your limiting beliefs, in the way you function? So I think I'll leave you with these three empowering questions. It's a food for thought. Think about it, how you want to kind of go into a flow state and go from being controlling to be in the flow state. And if you really want to understand more, I'm always available. You can, book a call with me or anything, 30 minutes. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.